Yes, sir. You know what to do. It's your dad, homie Blaze, coming through with a little message just for you. The homies over at Hell Entertainment hit me up. They told me they doing it all, yo. They doing it all from photography to graphic design and publications, yo. And that ain't it. They doing it for artists. They doing it for artists around the motherfucking world. That's right. Not just your backyard. Not just out there on the streets in the States. They talking about the motherfucking world. That means the whole goddamn globe. That circle, that whole motherfucking circle. That's what the fuck they doing the damn thing. Everybody, yo. And that ain't all. That ain't all. Look. They on that next level. That's right. Sundaze. They doing their own podcast, 8 p.m. Eastern. They talking about everything from music and more. Check them out today, yo. Check them out today. You heard it here first. From your homie and my homies over at Hell Entertainment. Yo, that's what's up, babies. And I'm about this motherfucker.
Body's on no one suspicious. A body shot me. It's interesting to see the means and the tactics they take.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment. I only have one question.
Are you ready?
Hey, what it is? It's episode 37, Sundaze. How's everyone doing out there? How's everyone's weekend? Special guest tonight coming back for round 2. Freeze coming in the pit, 8:15, talking all things Freeze. He's going to make people...
Freeze?
Yeah, make him freeze. Why not? We'll have him in here shortly talking everything he's got going on. Lots of good stuff with him. Miss Widow Black.
It is me.
That's you, Demon of the Month. You can go check out all her stuff on hellentertainment.com because she's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Everything's
That's why she's Demon of the Month, because she's awesome. We should play that song, the Lego song.
Dude. Yeah.
And because it is yet another holiday, and you guys have known about this for a while, it is the Hand Turkey Massacre Contest. Carve those turkey hands. Cut your hands off, carve your own hands, decorate your own hands, do what you got to do.
We're not paying for medical bills.
This is very true. Turkeys are due 11/25, hellentertainment@gmail.com. You can get all those instructions over at hellentertainment.com and on the Hell Entertainment Facebook. Get them in, win prizes. We're going to have some cool judges. It's going to be a good time. Tonight we are streaming live, Hell Entertainment Facebook, Sundaze Facebook, and Talking with the Dead. Check out those guys every Wednesday, 7 to 8:30. Check out their show. There's some pretty rad shit over there. So we have a special guest with us tonight, it looks like. Maybe you take my fucking armrest.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, you're all over the armrest tonight. Oh.
I'll lean. All right.
No, it's good. It's good. It's fine. Hello, Miss Widow Black.
Hello. Like I took a cat. I'm holding her hostage.
Did you steal this cat?
I might have. I'm not home, so I steal people's cats when I'm not at my own.
My cat's still here. You haven't stolen my cat yet.
This one's got a cool mustache, too. Her name's Rona.
Rona.
Was that because of Rona, or was it
she was born in April, so they named her Rona.
Oh, all right.
Makes sense.
How's everyone's weekend?
Good.
Yeah,
Went well.
you did a shoot yesterday.
I did.
Getting out there and
Session.
getting out there and doing some stuff.
Yeah. Christmas sessions. It's that time. Hit us up.
You know it. And then there'll be Valentine's Day, and then Easter, and then 4th of July. Holidays just keep coming.
Why are you saying these words?
St. Patrick's Day one would be fun. Doing the evil leprechaun.
That could be fun. I could get down with that.
We're very glitchy. Are we glitchy? It's fine.
Yeah, you were a little bit last week too, but we'll work with it.
It is what it is. You know, we just roll with the punches. It's live. What can we do? So, AC/DC just dropped out a new album.
I saw that.
It's pretty rad.
Yeah, I haven't had a.
Do you want to play?
Siri decided I wanted to play. I said AC/DC, and Siri wanted to play AC/DC.
But yeah, I haven't had the chance to listen to it yet, but I definitely saw that.
Definitely
Both
check.
put out new music.
Didn't System of a Down just drop some new ones too?
Yes. Foo Fighters.
Damn.
That song's sick. Have you heard it yet?
I haven't heard it yet.
Trying to think.
There's not a lot going on in the music world right now. What's that?
Somebody else just dropped something else too. I gotta start leaving like a little notebook around with me.
They make these cool little things called phones that have notepads in them.
It's not the same.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you're in a pinch, you can real quick.
Or you can whip out your trusty dandy.
Let's just pop it out.
Handy notebook.
Well, you're the queen of notebooks. I'm surprised you don't have a pocket-sized one with you 24/7.
I know. Well, I always have my backpack.
Yeah, but you
I'm a backpack kid.
Dollar store.
you are backpack kid.
Always has many ones.
Hill's got a new album coming out.
Fuck yeah.
Not dead yet. That's coming out shortly. Very, very
Someday.
pumped for that one. Bayside High is in the studio now,
Yep.
coming out with some good old rap, rock and roll,
Yeah, OG.
which is awesome.
Super pumped for that.
Be good to see some good old rock and roll instead of all this screaming shit that everyone does.
Hey, you sons of a pansy, calm down.
No, everyone tries to
I know
sound
your
the same.
opinion.
Everyone tries to sound the
And
same.
you're screaming.
David Hasselhoff's releasing new stuff.
Yes, the Hoss.
That's hilarious.
He's also on Cameo too.
Oh
He's
God,
in-
how much?
He's like $500 or something like that. He's ridiculous.
Wow.
But what are you gonna do? It is what it is.
Yeah, so what else is new in the world?
Homies
Have you
will-
carved your turkey? Or carved your turkey?
Have I carved my
Have you
turkey?
carved your
No, I have
turkey?
not carved my turkey yet.
No? Have you carved your turkey?
Have I
Have
done
you made your turkey?
I almost said pumpkin hands. I have not done my hand yet.
I'm yet to do
I
mine.
did my hands. I did
Yes,
mine.
I saw 'em.
It looked a lot better in my head than what actually came out. So,
All right.
Yeah, people get those pumpkins.
What is wrong with you?
Get those turkey hands in. We need to get those in. We got good prizes. We got some judges coming on. If you missed the pumpkin carving contest one, go back and watch that episode over at hellentertainment.com. That will be that was one for the side splitters. Good laughs on that one. You all right over there?
being attacked.
All right.
Homies over at Sky Swamp Orange dropped out some news, a release of what's going on with them. They've had some changes in the band,
Yeah.
re-releasing a bunch of new music. I will be down there in Connecticut on the 19th of December with them, doing some promo stuff for them. Good guys, go check them out. Spotify, Sky Swamp Orange, Facebook, Sky Swamp Orange, all that good stuff.
All that good stuff.
You know it. Gotta check it out.
Check it out. Don't forget to, we're checking out things, so check out Helltown Tees. We're now sponsors with them, and yeah, they do great merch, so check it out.
Speaking of merch, it's not too late to start Christmas shopping either.
Too late. I feel like it is a little late to start.
Well, with
I'm
Rona
on the
and
boat.
shipping, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. But you can go
I
to
feel
Hell
like I
Entertainment.
start Christmas shopping in December. I'm the one of those late people.
But go to the Demon Closet at hellentertainment.com. Why can we not speak tonight? Why can never speak? It's fine.
I'm just tired. Like always. Nothing is new.
Wake up.
I got Chucky. You want to bite him again? You can also check Ashley and myself out on Instagram later on tonight after the show for a recap. If you've missed the show or if you're only catching part of the show, go over to Instagram, Hell Entertainment 666, and check out what kind of shenanigans she's going to be doing over there. And
Yeah, we don't know what happens on that.
that wasn't a fly by your seat of your pants kind of deal.
It's anarchy.
It really is. We're waiting for Freeze to pop on over here. What's everyone's holiday plans for a turkey day? What are you guys doing? Are you abiding by?
Wait, so have you seen online the like map of like the travel ban?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like everywhere. There's no way you haven't seen it.
How do you say yes when I say no? I know what I've seen. It's not in my head.
I'm telling you, you've seen it. I'll show you. But it's a map of the United States, and everywhere is red, and like one state's green, and then Massachusetts is gray. It's very confusing. I don't understand. I'm like, so
I
what?
think the only ones we can go to, like for us, is Vermont and Hawaii.
Is that what that meant? I'm very
Yeah.
confused.
Yes. So the ones that are white or green are the ones that are good, and all that is Vermont and Hawaii.
That's hilarious. But I would love to go to Hawaii for Thanksgiving.
I would, but I hate planes. I hate flying.
I hate planes.
It's like a 16-hour flight.
I know.
Ugh. Oh,
But if you drive to Cali, you get to drive across country, so that's cool.
If you have that kind of time on your hands, yeah.
You know, just make the time.
Just make the time. Can I make the money too? Like,
Yes.
make it on my plate.
Anyways, our guest has arrived.
I see him down there. We're gonna bring Freeze in and again chat with all things Freeze. So see what's going on.
All things Freeze.
Yes, sir. What's going on?
What's that?
Hi.
That was an uncomfortable smile right there.
Long time no see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How are things with you?
You know, I'm upset you guys got these really cool backgrounds and I just got like a windowsill.
Aw.
I should have prepared better for this, but like I never think about these things. Like I knew what we were doing this interview all week, but I'd never stop and like think about like, hey, maybe I should think about what I'm actually gonna do and prepare maybe less than more than 10 minutes before we're supposed to do it. But that's how I always operate, man. I'm sorry. So here we are in my bedroom.
I mean, this thing's only a green screen behind us, so
Welcome to my bedroom.
we're getting real personal with Freeze tonight, folks.
Yeah, it's getting real personal. It's where no magic happens.
Says every married man.
I'm
gonna get shit for that one later.
Maybe I may get stabbed for that one later. I don't know.
It is what it is.
I don't think she will listen. She might not listen to my interviews ever. I don't think she even listens to my interviews. I don't even think she even gives a shit about what I do. Honestly, I've noticed like all my friends that like are married and are like have someone named rappers. It's like their wives just don't even like. They don't even listen to their music anymore. Like any of them. I mean, I'm not. I hate to speak for other people, but like I remember having this conversation with Apathy before, and he was like, I was like, dude, you talk about like slaying vaginas on the road and like all these weird things in your music. I was like, doesn't your wife care? He's like, nah, she don't even fucking listen to my music. I'm like, oh, okay. Fuck it. Okay then. So.
Oh, well, thank you for coming on again and chatting with us. I know you have some new things coming up. Last time we had you on, you had just dropped Truth is Ugly, the video.
Yes, the vampire-themed video.
How has that progressed for you since we last talked?
That one, that was, I think people like that one. I dropped so much material, man. It's hard to tell what people grab onto. As of right now, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if people grabbed onto that one the way I thought that they were going to. But, that's why we keep making new ones and keep it moving. It's weird what hits with people and what doesn't.
Right.
Apparently some people thought that was like a gimmick and that I'm a vampire rapper.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Apparently that's what I kept hearing from people that don't know me. Because, it makes its rounds around like the underground websites and stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
I just kept getting this feedback, like people showing me comments, like, they think like you're a vampire rapper. Like, what was that dude? Kung Fu Vampire.
Yep.
When he first came out, he was like a vampire or whatever. Like he dressed like Nosferatu.
Yep, he did.
I really was just doing this as a like anybody who sees my videos, like I always have a theme, I always have a concept, I always have a message. It was, you know what I mean? It wasn't just about like being a vampire, but I guess, not everybody uses their brain all the time when they watch things or listen. So
well, yeah, because if you go back to your other videos, like So Different, you're not a vampire and So Different.
Yeah, I just don't understand. I mean, I get it, but it's like if you watch the whole video, it's like it's not
it's
like
a concept.
It wasn't a gimmick.
Right.
It was like set and like it was supposed to be. Like, everybody's wearing like these old, village people outfits and fucking. They're chasing you with fire. I mean, I don't know, but I guess I'm a vampire rapper now.
All right, well, shit.
Take the gimmicks where you can, I guess, if you will. If they're going to call it a gimmick.
As different people listening to you, screw it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I put out so much different material. It's like some of it, when it hits people that don't know who I am, it's like I can understand from the outside perspective. Some of it, they're like, okay, you know what I mean? But I would think that I don't know. I would think that if I never saw me before and I saw that video, I'd be like, this looks interesting. What's this vampire shit all about? But then, I don't know. I don't know if my mind would necessarily go to, he's a vampire rapper. I get it. Like, I like it. Like, he's gonna have songs. He's gonna have songs called like Bathory and like Drink the Blood and Blood in My Mouth. All kinds of
Fuck the sunlight.
No garlic.
Void of Night in the basement. So yeah. So now we're on the new things now.
Yeah, you
Exactly.
you would just put out a teaser, and you sent me the teaser for Beyond Top Secret. For, Nut House, correct? Volume 1.
Yes.
Wasn't Nut House going to be another side project originally?
Originally, we were going to call the group Nut House, and then I'm like, all right. So here's what happened. I don't know if for anybody who's not familiar, Beyond Top Secret was originally a band that came out in 2015, which was me as a frontman of the band on like some like new metal, but like a little more updated. And then it molded halfway through making the record, our debut album, and molded into a rap album because my band just like fell apart. Like we went and like played the Whiskey A Go Go like 3 times, and then we played like we went to LA and basically were playing all these shows, and then we were doing like some New England stuff, and we were starting to get a little bit of a name off of like the 5 shows that we did. And then my whole band just fell apart at that point. So then it became me and Explicit, who was already rapping with me for like a couple years at that point, and my DJ, of course, Dr. Damage. So that became what Beyond Top Secret molded into. It became just us 3. And then after that, I always want to keep making music. So like I don't always like making solo albums. Like I said actually, I've been telling people that Red Snow 3 is probably going to be my last solo album. I mean, probably not, but like that's how I feel. That's how I feel.
Right.
I like being in a group. I just like it more. I mean, I enjoy being a solo artist. It's who people know me as, but I enjoy being in a group. So Explicit had some like personal stuff going on like a year ago, and I wanted to make another Beyond Top Secret album. So, most people would be like, we'll just wait till she's ready to come back. But I didn't know when she was ever going to want to come back to making music. So I took my boy D Naz, who was also a Mercy Counts Records artist on my label, who I was kind of developing at the time. He was brand new. Like nobody even knew who he was. He's brand new. I was just developing him. He's from New Haven, Connecticut. And then I decided I like him. I like his whole style. We've already been working together. He's different. So we made the last Beyond Top Secret album together, Last Train to Hollywood, just me and him and Dr. Damage, which did pretty well. People liked it. So then when Explicit and I, we're talking about making music again, I came to this like, fork in the road where I'm like, well, do we do Beyond Top Secret or do we do something fresh? So at first I have a habit of just going with my instincts sometimes and just throwing things out there and then not knowing if that's going to work out. That's just how I am. I throw it out to the universe. Sometimes it gets caught and it gets thrown back. Sometimes it just gets tossed aside and it's never seen again. that was one of the situations where we looked at it just realistically and was like, we've been building this name Beyond Top Secret for 5 years now. You know what I mean? So why are we going to start fresh and do this nut house thing? Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's a good idea, but it's really not much different than what we're already doing. It's just a name. The only thing that kind of gets me about Beyond Top Secret is like, I came up with that name because I felt like, just coming from like the way my career has always worked out, like I'm like the most known slept on guy. Like it's like that's just always been kind of my thing. Like, oh yeah, Freeze, real slept on. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of my thing. So like when I came up with this group, it was like, it's like people know us, but they don't know us. We're like the underground's like biggest secret. So like Beyond Top Secret. But when I say that name to people sometimes, like the other day we're filming a video in New Haven, and this guy, like people are, you know, whenever they see people filming a video, they're like, "What are you guys doing? Is this a rap video?" You know, people just stop and they ask questions. I'm like, yeah. We try to entertain it. And this guy's like, "I really want to check you guys out, though. What's the name of your group?" I'm like, yeah, cool, man. It's Beyond Top Secret. He's like, "Fuck you, man. You don't gotta play with me like that." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yo, no, I really wanted to look up your group, and you're just giving me some bullshit." I'm like, "No, our name is Beyond Top Secret." I'm like, "That's literally our name. Like, I wasn't saying it's Beyond Top Secret. Our name is Beyond Top Secret." He's like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." I'm like, yeah, but like I can see that it's even 5 years later, it's still confusing people to some degree.
See, I wouldn't think that way. I don't know. I'd be like, "Oh, that's cool."
You got that K-pop band or whatever, BTS. We were calling ourselves BTS a year before they existed, but then once they blew up and like billions of people listen to them, I can't. Yo, we're BTS, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So it's like, you know, we're Beyond Top Secret. So I just felt like the name was kind of holding us back in a way, and now I don't give a fuck.
There you go.
You know? I'm just
with Nut House Volume 1, is that going to be a Beyond Top Secret album? Is that going to be like a compilation of other artists within CT in New England? Is that what's that about?
Nut House Volume 1, it basically means that this is like a different story. We're entering a new realm in the Beyond Top Secret universe now. So anybody who listens to our albums, it's, you know, it's kind of like we always try to, like I said, I always try to have concepts. I always try to prove a point. I mean, that's why I make art. I have something that I'm going through at the time, and I want to relay it in a certain way. I use a lot of, you know, metaphors to express myself a lot. So every Beyond Top Secret album is something that I'm trying to relate. Like our first album was about like the road to be famous and trying to like feeding the machine to try to like, you know, gain stamina or gain traction and like get somewhere in life. So it was, you know, we had songs called like California, like I'm going to California, you know, stuff like that. Like we had stuff about like, we have a video called Dark Days that was our only video we released as a band. So if anybody ever wants to check out what we originally were doing in 2015, they can check that out. It's called Dark Days. But that whole album is about like, you know, like trying to chase fame and trying to chase like the music business. Then our second album that we did was called Destroy and Rebuild. And that was just me, Explicit, and Dr. Damage. And that whole album was about the smoke and mirrors of hip hop and like what's really going on behind the scenes. And we were talking about crazy shit. Like we were talking about like cults and like Hollywood cults and like witches in Hollywood. Like we were just talking about all this weird dark shit that nobody really thinks about unless you go down that rabbit hole on the internet and you're just like, holy shit. The album was kind of like going down the rabbit hole, and like what you will find when you get there is like not pretty. And you know, everybody wants to chase something, like everybody wants to be like a YouTube podcaster or like somebody wants to be like the next like James Charles or something. Or like the next Adam 22, or somebody wants to be the next like rapper. You know what I mean? Somebody always wants to be something that seems so glamorous.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I don't ever hear somebody just be like, I just want to be a janitor at the school. You know what I mean? Glamorous. Doesn't sound glamorous, but that janitor makes more than a lot of these dudes that are acting like it's so glamorous. But the point is, everybody's, you know, I wanted to break down from my own perspective what's really going on and how I really see it and how this business will just chew you up and spit you out. And that's what that album is about. So everything is like following a theme. So
yeah, I like that.
So here we are now coming on to our next one, which is called Wake the Kids, Nut House Volume 1. It's kind of like now we're it's the aftermath now. Now we're just all we're all just crazy.
Yeah.
We all have like PTSD at this point from the perspective that I have, like just so many years of like grinding and like doing this stuff. Like now, like metaphorically, it's like we just lost it now. And now
100%.
Now the gloves are off, and it's just like we're just doing whatever the fuck we want to do at this point. So now, if you listen to what we're doing, it's really just straight to the point, in your face. It's not. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to be like, "What's he talking about?" I wonder on this song. It's just like it's just there. Like we got a song called. We have a song called "Do It Because You Love It." The video's coming out. It's coming out Saturday after Thanksgiving. So next Saturday, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, so like 6 days from now or something like that.
Hell yeah.
And it's just about like, it's kind of it's satire in a way, because we're basically saying like, oh, like promoters don't pay you, do it because you love it. You know, people always hating on you, do it because you love it. Nobody plays your shit, do it because you love it. It's basically saying like, even if like everybody thinks they're a star, but it's like we're just basically saying to you like, we're just doing this because we love it at this point. Like we don't give a fuck. Like we're just doing it because we love it.
I hear that 100%. I mean, we do the show here to do what we can to help you guys get some more exposure, and to your words, we do it because we love it here. We're not getting millions and millions of views, and
absolutely, man. No, I appreciate everything is a grind, man. Everything's a struggle.
We
all do this because we believe in something, and it's really. But most of us that are true with our art, we're not doing it really to please anybody else. We're really just doing it to get something out that we want to just express, and whether people, like I said, they catch it or not, it's okay if they don't.
Yeah.
I'm happy when one kid hits me up a week and he's just like, "Yo, your music's like changed my life." And I'm like, "Really?" I mean, like. It still gets me to this day. Like, and I'm sure, like, if you ask some other rapper that, he's gonna act like that shit is just like, yeah, that's nothing. That fuck. Of course, my music changed his life. Nah, dude. When someone really says that they heard a song of yours and that like got them through something, or that like gave them perspective so that they could change the way maybe they were thinking, that what's more beautiful than that, man? But that's like, you can't take that for granted.
Hell no.
No, definitely
That's why I do this. I mean, that's why we all do it, because somebody cares out there. There's somebody that will always care, whether it's a million or one.
No, 100%. I agree. Before I take over all the questions and interview, you want to?
You're good, dude.
So you mentioned Red Snow 3.
Mm-hmm.
Is that in the works? Is that in what's the deal with Red Snow 3?
Like my Tomb of Dracula #2 copy right there. I just wanted to etch to the side. Just
there you go. Yes.
I wanted to flex on them for a minute.
Hang on. There you go. I'll bring you up full screen. There we go. Signed.
That's awesome.
Signed by Gary Conway, who wrote the fucking thing. Anyway, Red Snow 3. All right.
I mean, we can just hold Dracula up all day long if you want. We can just
talk about Dracula.
Yeah.
See, like that's like.
Fine.
As you can see, I am very much into vampires and things like that. I just like old school, like horror. Like I'm not like I'm getting off topic now, but like
no, it's
fine.
We love old school horror, so this is fine.
Yeah, I'm really a classic horror fan. So like anything like 1930s to like mid 80s, I'm like with it.
Okay.
And there's some gems that I've seen in the past 20, 30 years, for sure. There's some things that have been great. But there's nothing like old horror to me. Just not at all.
Oh, yeah.
Horror.
No, I mean,
like I said, old horror for a minute there, but
I mean, to me, the newer horror stuff that's coming out can't touch what's been done in the past.
Oh, hell no.
I think Rob's
edited CGI.
I don't want to spark this whole debate because some people get mad when I say this, but I think Rob Zombie ruined horror movies.
We said that around Halloween time.
Yeah, and maybe you guys agree with the reason I believe, because once he started like, we're just gonna bash this guy's head in for 10 minutes straight, no cutaways. You know what I mean? Like you kind of take away any other movie being able to just subtly deliver you like gore. So now everybody's got to like just fucking in your face, like let's just melt people's skin off, or like whatever we got to do. You know what I mean? It's like everything's gonna be. Boobs. Yeah, like there's no subtlety anymore. There's no like
no thrill factor.
There's no scare factor.
There's no class with it anymore.
Right.
Or it's like, let's use children to scare people. I don't know about you guys, but I fucking hate movies where like I'm watching 90 minutes of like it's about a child being tortured. I mean, I'll just go watch a snuff film. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just go watch that shit. I can't. So like that, like I don't know, what was that Conjuring movie? Like with the Annabelle fucking one. I love Lorraine Warren and Ed Warren. Like I have nothing but respect for them. I know they had nothing to do with that movie, so I'll say this. Why do I want to watch an hour and a half of some little girl who's like already an orphan, and now she's like just being like ostracized from the house she lives in. Then she like, hurts herself and she's in a wheelchair, and now she can't even hang out with them. And then she just becomes like full blown possessed. Why do I want to watch this? And maybe because I have a daughter, but I just don't want to watch kids being tortured for 2 hours on film. I don't want to watch that shit. It's just not.
So how do you feel about Chucky movies?
What movies?
Chucky.
Chucky. Well, those are all right. So when I was a kid, I thought that shit was funny, but like I was a kid too. But then the older I get, I'm like, oh, see, I like that. There you go. All right, it just freaked me. It looks like a dildo with Chucky's head on it.
Because the green screen took away the pencil.
It looks like a flashlight, dude.
That was weird.
Yeah. So I never really was that into Chucky. It didn't scare me, but like I don't know. That's not as bad. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's a doll.
Yeah.
But like but it was a doll on Annabelle too. But like I don't know why. It just rubbed me the wrong way. What was that other movie? Orphan?
Oh, that one was
That was good. That was creepy.
But wasn't it based on a true story?
But it's like, why is this 50-year-old woman like torturing this fucking child at her house? Like, you're like abusing fucking women. Like you're just abusing children. Like, and you're just like a 48-year-old woman who's abusing children, pretending to be a child. That's basically what the movie was about.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird.
So yeah, to sum that up, I just like classic.
To sum that up, those movies suck.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, horror movies now they're
just not the same. They're not even comparable.
The dude who does those movies, Hereditary and like Midsummer, those were kind of cool.
Yeah, Midsummer was really good.
I mean,
those were like really mind fucks.
Yeah, psychological.
Like,
yeah.
Those are the ones that get me. Are the ones that,
like
that could
those.
be true.
Yeah. I like
something
like Rosemary's Baby, man, where you gotta like you don't really know what's going on until it's like already happened, and then you're like, whoa, and that's kind of what Midsummer and all that stuff was for me. It's kind of like has that like shock value where it's like we're all Satanists, haha, like you know.
And a lot of stuff's so like fake now, like
It's all CG. Yeah, it's all CG now.
So,
But I mean, you go like to the original
they had to put some-
Amityville Horror. The original one is so much better than the new one with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh yeah, James Brolin. So,
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I mean, the Ryan Reynolds one wasn't horrible.
No, it wasn't.
No, yeah, but they did dwell more on like a lot of stuff that wasn't even really true. Like all of a sudden, there's another child that never existed that they're talking about that was murdered. I don't know, it's just weird.
Well, it's like they need to stop making the Scream movies, but there is a Scream 5 coming out. They recorded it in North Carolina, through the whole entire pandemic. So stay tuned.
Maybe Nev
I like the new Halloweens only because, well, I do and I don't. I don't like the new Halloweens because all of a sudden they want us to pretend after 40 years that we haven't been referring to Jamie Lee Curtis as Michael Myers' fucking brother, our sister or whatever. Now they just want us to disregard all that. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, they were never brother and sister. For like 40 years though, we were all thinking this. Like you can't just like one day be like, you know what? Fuck whatever they were saying. And then expect us all to just be like, yeah, we'll eat that. You know what I mean? I mean, it's cool, but it's like you should have did that like 30 years ago if you wanted to do that.
Wasn't that Rob Zombie's remake, or he tried to make it different? It was, what was her name? Michelle Myers? The adopted one or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was totally different than all the others. That was horrible.
That's horrible.
I actually like the second Rob Zombie one better than the first one, even though I don't really care for either of them. But
there's a second Halloween by Rob Zombie?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
I didn't know that.
They did 2 Rob Zombie Halloweens.
No shit.
Yeah, the other one has Danielle Harris comes back, and she's in it. The second one. You guys never saw that one?
No, what the
I'm gonna have to
fuck?
watch that one just to say I watched it and see how
Yeah,
bad.
it's like how I forgot what that one's called, like Halloween Kills or something. I don't remember what it's called. Or it's Halloween.
Maybe I saw it and it was so bad. I don't remember.
It was pretty bad, but
You
it
probably
was,
just turned it off.
Yeah,
some way it was somewhat better story than the first one. Because it turned Michael Myers into some white trash person, and like his wife's a horrible actress, and like she just like she's like the only actress I know that when she swears it just doesn't even seem believable. It's like she just like throws in these random cuts. It's like a kid who learned how to cuss for the first time on a school bus.
Like, should I say that?
He just swears unnecessarily. Those are what Rob Zombie's dialogue like feels like to me when I'm hearing his film. You know, it is what it is. Devil's Reject was watchable.
Yeah, that wasn't too awful.
You know what I liked? I liked the concept of it too. Was 31.
Yeah, that was cool.
good.
Yeah, and it had Malcolm McDowell in it, so that was cool.
That had
House
a
of
couple of,
Thousand Corpses was good for the first half. Then once it gets to like they kill like her dad or whatever, or like like they kill the cops that come investigating, the movie starts to suck after that. I don't know why.
yeah, they just lose it.
But the first half was fucking pretty good. It's just that then he gets to a point where he doesn't know what kind of movie he's making. He's like, is this Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Is this The Eyes? Is that he doesn't know what he's doing? And it's like, I wish he had just figured out what it was he was trying to tell us all. I don't think even he fucking knows.
He's probably sitting
Yeah,
back
that's a
watching
good
the
way to
movies
put
like, what
that.
the fuck was I thinking?
He's like, well, I mean, I guess he originally pitched that movie. He was just doing. He was designing a set piece because he's an artist, like an actual like physical.
Yeah.
He was designing a set piece for Universal Studios, and then he went into Universal offices and he pitched them a movie on the spot that he made up on the spot. And they were like, "That sounds interesting, Rob. Come in with a script." And he was like, "Okay." And then he goes. So,
Shit.
but he didn't even really have.
Newest?
Yeah, he just kind of made it up as he was going along. This guy's got like, millions of dollars to make a movie. He didn't even know what the fuck he was even trying to do.
Pulls it out of his ass in the office.
Yeah.
Shit.
And now we all yell and we're like, he ruined Halloween. He's probably like, they just handed me all this shit. He's like, they just kept asking me to make movies, so I made them. I would have did it too if I was him.
Well, this is true.
Right? I mean, like, even if I didn't even think I could do it, I'd be like,
I'll do it.
Because you're giving me like how much money? Like,
Right?
okay.
I'll write a shitty script real fast.
my shitty actress wife could be in it too. All right. Hire my horrible friends that can't act either. All right, I'm in.
Right? Yeah, sounds perfect.
The best actor was that giant dude that was in that movie Big Fish. He died. The one that played Tiny.
Yeah.
He was like he was the best. He was the most seasoned actor in that whole movie.
It's good. Oh yeah, and the voice of Tommy Pickles is in that movie.
Tommy Pickles from the Little Rugger.
Yeah, the chick who does the Tommy Pickles voice.
As who though?
I
She's
did not-
the like
I
blonde,
didn't know
with
that.
the pigtails. Yeah, that's Tommy Pickles'
I
voice.
know the voice though. When she goes up to, I heard it too because I was like, God, this girl's voice is really annoying. The
Wait,
cartoon
what
character.
scene? Which girl?
She's with the big what is he, German or Russian? The big German motherfucker. It's like him and her.
She was the gas station whore.
Yeah, she was
too.
also at the gas station.
So she calls him like a cowboy or something as he's like pumping the gas. She's sitting there and her belly's all hanging out.
Okay, yeah.
Tommy Pickles from the Rugrats.
No shit.
Yep.
I remember that now. Did you guys ever hear that theory that Tommy Pickles is really dead?
Wait, what?
That Stu Pickles. That's his name. That was Tommy Pickles' dad, right? Stu.
No. Yes.
Yeah, it was Stu.
Yeah.
It's like that's why he's always so tired and disheveled looking, and like just like always drinking coffee. Because in reality, Tommy's been dead, and they're like mourning his death, and this is all just like weird thoughts that are coming into Stu's brain every day. And Angelica's the only one that's real, and that's why she's the only one that could speak to the kids. Mind blown.
I gotta go watch the
Whatever
Rugrats
cartoon's
now.
keeping it ruined for me.
Shit.
Because my kids don't watch that.
It ruined it for me when I heard that one. Like, and there's people that really believe this, like flat earthers. You know what I mean? Like that's it's real.
Flat Earthers.
Real fuck. Like people really believe this shit. Crazy.
Right?
Damn.
I guess I should talk about music now.
No, we keep going on tangents about horror movies and TV shows, I don't mind.
Well, great.
Well, I mean, a lot of my music is obviously inspired by horror movies and horror themed things like the macabre and the occult and death and the afterlife and all those things. So it's all interesting to me. We can talk about it all day. It'll still be relatable.
Absolutely. So we're gonna bring it back a little bit here, back to Red Snow 3.
Yeah, Red Snow.
We should probably stay on that.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, we'll bring it back.
We'll flip flop.
And then we'll go to the paranormal side of things.
I'll play. Yeah. We can play for a minute. All right.
So what's going on, What's going on, Red Snow 3?
Okay, so obviously, I put my first album, Red Snow, out back in 2007 when I was a very young man. And anybody that doesn't know my story, it's what put me on the map. It's probably still my most successful album to date. It sold like thousands of copies out like the trunk of my car and like out of my old I was originally signed through Long Range Distribution, which was, you know, it's cliche to say it was Eminem's former manager who got fired for not wanting to buy Eminem a cheeseburger, and that was the guy to put out my albums. So
that was our first interview, real quick.
Yeah, I put my first album out with him when I was like, I want to say I was 17 when I started making it, and I was 19 when it came out, something like that. And because it took me like 2 years to make it, I want to say, but it had some of my very first solo songs ever on it. Like it had a song called Cold Case, which was my first solo song that I ever made because I started out in a group. That's how I started out, in a group called Code Orange. And there's a band now called Code Orange. We were out before them, so you motherfuckers owe me money.
you need to start trademarking these names.
Right?
I had that trademarked back in like fucking 2003, so I don't understand. I don't know how they did it because I had the trademark unless it just expired. I don't know. I have to go back and fucking look and see how long it was for, but pretty sure like once you trademark something, it's yours. But I mean, there may be some time limit on it, but I don't know. But
somewhere there's a fat check waiting for you.
Yeah, we were on Lethal Records back when, you know, when I first met Fury.
Oh, Fury.
When me and him did business together like that, it was we were Code Orange. That's how we met. He played one of our first shows. He came and he played with his group Capital Punishment, and that's how it started. It was Capital Punishment and Code Orange. It was like the two names just went together in Connecticut. Like this is kind of how it was at that time. And then, yeah, we disbanded, and then I went solo. So, yeah, that's how Red Snow came about. So I took these songs that I started making on the side, and they kind of ended up becoming Red Snow. Burn the Bodies. I had a song called Burn the Body, which was, I don't know why, is one of my biggest hits to date.
Good track.
I don't know. It's just one of those ones that people like. And the album did very well for me, I guess you would say. So then I put out Red Snow 2 in 2016, and it was like nominated for Horrorcore Album of the Year. It was nominated for like something else too. I forgot what else it was. I didn't win any of them, but I was nominated. I forgot what the other category was. But that one did pretty well too. And so I make these albums every couple of years because in between I dropped like 3 albums in between them. But that's different when I make a Red Snow album. It's like that's Mr. Freeze. That's like the original like persona. It's like that's like tapping into like I have a multi-personality disorder for sure. I'm almost positive of this. But that was probably like the original like voice inside of me that was just like yelling to get out and just like trying to get out like rah, and that became Mr. Freeze, and that's what Red Snow was. And I feel like that side of me has a lot of things to say now with everything going on in the world and just everything going on in my life. And I feel like it's just time now to let that character back out the box and just let him say whatever the fuck he wants. And that's what we're doing right now.
Very cool.
Excited for that to come out. Any idea when that's going to be coming out? Is that going to be like a 2021, obviously?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I'm still writing it. I'm about halfway through writing it right now. I've recorded maybe like 3 or 4 songs. Nothing's mixed yet. Everything. I'm just started recording stuff because we're still working on Beyond Top Secret. Like when we release Beyond Top Secret albums, we're working on them till like the last possible second. We're like still tweaking it right when I'm supposed to be like literally releasing it to the fucking world, or like ready to like have it pressed up, like literally needing to get like 500 copies of a CD made, and like literally like looking at fucking like Dean as like, come on, man, like just get that fucking last mix, just hit send. You're like, well, so we'll be doing that up until like like 10 days from now when we need to hand the album in.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
Yeah,
Excellent.
that's just how we operate with that. I'm always way more prepared when I do Red Snow albums. That's something that like I start working on it early, and I have it like kind of built up, and then I just add, and then I go back. I take some time and I work on other things like our group or my paranormal shit or like whatever else I got going on in my life, and then I go back to it and I finish it. That's just how I do. That's how I do those albums. Like I kind of like I set the foundation, and then I come back and like lay some more like shingles on the roof, like as time goes by.
So would you say it's kind of a different mindset and emotion that you put into the Red Snow albums as you do to Beyond Top Secret and the other Freeze albums?
Absolutely. I don't know what it is, man. I can't speak for how other people write music, and this may sound crazy, but like I channel something when I write, and like it almost feels like it's not me sometimes. Like I know it's things that I know, but some things that I say, and I've heard other people say things like this, and I don't know if they're full of shit, but I understand the ones that aren't. It's like as soon as I go to focus on something that I know I want to be creative about, it's like something is channeling. You know what I mean? And the candles are burning, and the incense is going, and like sage is burning, whatever I got going on, and it's just like something's just channeling. And when I do like my regulars, like my other shit, like when I released this album, like Moon Rocks and Spaceships, when I released it under the Freeze Martian moniker. So it's like I see it's always Freeze something, but like, in other instances, it's like Freeze Martian. So like I released that album and I was in a completely different mindset, but my pen game was just like so on point. But if you listen to it and like the songs are great, and like my flow is great. Like I'm not on my own balls, but like I go back and listen to it, and I was really on point there. But I don't know what the fuck I was channeling. Just completely different than anything else I've ever worked on in my life, and I could never replicate it if I wanted to. I'm not saying it's my best work, but it's the most like jaw dropping for me of all my work that I've done. When I go back and listen to it, I'm like, what the fuck was I? What inspiration was I grabbing for that? Because I was doing, and I had so much going on that I don't even know where it was coming from. So like the point I'm trying to make is like sometimes like it's a little more simpler than that, but it's always something that like comes out that it comes out perfect to me at that moment, whatever I'm trying to say or whatever these spiritual muses around me are trying to say. I don't know, it always ends up working out. It's like when I'm writing shit, it's like, this is awesome, this is the shit, this is so fire. And then once I release it, it's like it's gone. Now I don't know, I have no feelings for it anymore. It's like I release it like a baby, like you're 18 now. Go.
Be free.
But it's
really cool though.
Yeah, I have to do that so I can move on to the next thing to be creative about. Because you can't just sit there for days focusing on the same thing. Like, I'm feeling great about it. If I feel great about it in that moment creating it, I know it was worth something, and just put it out there, just get it out. Boom. If I don't feel good about it, just throw that shit away, homie.
No, absolutely. I get it. So
have you
go ahead.
Have you been doing the paranormal activity stuff lately as much?
Yeah, so I'm like, again, I'm all over the place. So originally I wanted to do these all like live videos, just this is what it is.
Right.
There's no editing,
I remember that.
nothing, raw, uncut. But then I'm realizing when I'm out in the middle of the woods, in the middle of the dark where there's no light around whatsoever, and I got just like this one camera with light, it's like I would need like a whole crew to do it this way. So that's what we're doing now. Now we're like literally assembling a whole crew, and we're doing it right. But now it's not gonna be edited by like our investigations, but now we're doing it more traditionally as like you would see on like a sci-fi show or something, where we literally are like doing interviews with people. We're getting the history behind the place first.
Very cool.
We're talking with people that are actually knowledgeable and like are credible, and then we go in and we make our own. Through the investigation, we make our own assumptions and we form our own opinions about what's going on. So, it is going to be less as raw, but it'll be better for the viewer this way, because it's just not going to. We did one that was in a building. at this place in Waterbury, Connecticut that was haunted, and that place, it was great. That was the first one we did, and like there was shit going on there for sure. Like if you guys go and watch the video now, there's some things going on there for sure, and it went great. But then we tried to do it again live on this road called Melonhead Road, and it's in Trumbull, and it's supposed. I don't know if you guys ever heard this legend of like melonheads in the woods.
No.
No. It's like a Connecticut thing. So like it's supposedly like these weird bulbous headed like dudes and like women. they like started like inbreeding with each other like and lived in the woods in like Milford and Trumbull. And if you like in the 70s, there's like legends of them like ripping you out of your cars and like some weird like X-Files had an episode that was like based on it with like these inbred people that lived in this house. And like it was like loosely based on it, but anyway, it's like a legend. It was on like Monsters and Mysteries in America, some show like that. Like it goes. I heard about it when I was in like the 6th grade. I think that was the first time I ever heard about it. So it goes back some time, I guess. But so we did that road, but when we got out there, there's like it was just like even we had a good light, but it's like you can't see anything once you're like 3 feet away. So it's like even if you could see me on the camera, you can't see anything else going on. So like I'm just talking. It's basically I'm just sitting in the dark talking to you, and you're supposed to just fucking believe what the fuck I'm saying. So we just couldn't do it that way anymore, man. And that's trial and error. That's how I live my life. 100%. I literally just put myself out there. Like if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But this shit I'm really passionate about. We really like doing it. We really get a good response, in my opinion, from whatever. If a place has something going on, I'll find it. You know what I mean? Like we're just high energy people, so we just bring that energy out. If it's there, if spirits exist, we're bringing it out. Like it'll be there. So that's why we do it, and to prove to the non-believers and skeptics out there that it does exist, that the afterlife is real, and a lot of people are scared of death. They're scared of dying. They want to know that there's something else when it's when this is all over. You know what I mean? And that's kind of why I do it. Because I'm
definitely looking forward to that.
Hell yeah.
When it comes out, that's cool. Getting the crew together.
It's going to be a whole bunch of webisodes. We're going to obviously we're going to just put it out through YouTube. And it's going to be like 30-minute episodes. We're probably going to do like 5 of them. We're in the middle of shooting our first 2 right now. So yeah, it's exciting. As soon as we film all of them, I'm going to, we're going to make plans for setting actual release dates and have it all like properly planned and delivered and executed for everybody. So
very cool. What you got, Christina, before we let Freeze go for the night?
I actually came up with a would you rather, thinking about the vampires earlier. So I have one would you rather for you.
Okay.
Would you rather be buried alive in a coffin?
I already tell you
or I don't know, it's going to be some weird container you go in. It's all clear, and you get submerged into the ocean. Alive.
Do you eventually die in the ocean?
Yeah, do I die in the ocean?
I mean, you're eventually going to die in the coffin, too, but...
Wait, so we're just saying is...
Oh, my God.
So both scenarios...
And I have to choose which one I want to die in, basically?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, which one do I want to just, like, sit here until I die of either starvation or lack of oxygen or kill myself?
Pretty much.
It's a good one, though, Christina.
Go with in the ocean because at least I can move around a little bit before I die. I'm extremely.
Well, you can see. You can like.
Yeah, and I'm extremely claustrophobic. So
me too.
It's not gonna fucking work for me unless I'm dead. I better be dead.
You're dark. That's dark.
We just filmed this video.
Do
it because you love a video. For some reason, we did it with like the theme of like where we're from. Like half my group's from New Haven, Connecticut, and like obviously we all like grew up in the area. So like so we did like kind of a theme. So we did like a couple shots. Like I don't want to give away everything, but there's this legend of this woman from the mid 1800s. Her name was Mary, and the legend now is she's referred to as Midnight Mary. And the story goes that back in the day, they used to put bells on top of freshly buried graves because they would prematurely bury people that weren't really dead because obviously doctors were stupid and they didn't fucking know shit. So like this type of guys are like walking off and they're like, someone would have like cancer and they would just like shove a fucking nail through their head to be like that solved it. And fucking, like, so they would just bury people thinking they're dead, and the person could have just like fallen into a coma or had a stroke, whatever. So something happened to Mary that nobody's really sure exactly what happened to her, but the bell was ringing in the middle of the night after she was buried, and the old caretaker was too old to get up and tell anybody. So he waited till morning or something like that. He waited till morning to tell everybody. And Mary's sister had a dream that Mary was inside of a coffin that same night, and she was scratching at the coffin. And so they all kind of like decided that they were gonna dig up the body and see what was going on. And when they did, Mary's nails were broken and bloody, and there were scratches visibly on the coffin. So
That's cool.
Yeah, I know that story.
Supposedly curse the grave site, and anybody that goes there at midnight on her grave will be taken back to hell with her.
Dun, dun, dun.
What the fuck did she do wrong? Why was she
know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why does Mary want to be in hell? Like, I don't understand this. So it's like, obviously, these are just stories and legends, but it's cool, man. That's what we're into.
Absolutely.
That's what we're into over here. Just weird shit.
Freeze, thank you for taking some time tonight.
Yes, thank
Tell
you.
Thank you guys very much. I hope to check in with you soon. I'll be playing that game. I had a busy weekend. We're going to be doing that.
I'm excited about that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
online?
Yeah, the one that
I sent him because I was
We're
like,
gonna go
when do I
app.
get to play? I was like, I'm messaging Freeze right now. He's like, hell yeah. So that will be fun. Well, I'll stream that with us in it.
Yeah, definitely stream that.
We'll do that.
Freeze,
I'm
we're
gonna
going to
check
put
it
up all
out.
your stuff again.
Thank
We're
you,
going to put all your
sir. I
stuff
appreciate that.
on helloentertainment.com.
Yes.
I will see you in a few weeks, too, as I'm coming down your way.
Hell yes.
We'll work out details on that.
For sure.
And we're going to go out tonight. I'm going to play your video So Different tonight on the way out. So,
Enjoy.
guys, thank you, everyone, for watching,
you.
joining. Freeze, it's always a blast. We'll talk with you soon.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
And don't worry,
Yes,
Dracula's not on fire. You're good.
What's
I
on
see-
fire?
I see you keep looking at Dracula behind you. Make sure
I
he's not on
know.
fire.
It's like that flame just looks so close to it. And I'm like, what's going It's all right. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
All right, guys. Good night. We'll see you
Peace,
next
guys.
Sunday.
Have a good
Uh,
night.
Keep it up. We'll chat with you guys soon.
I'm going to
Bye.
move your.
Like everywhere I go, they just tell me how different I am. I'm just a regular guy. I think maybe that's just all in my head. Maybe I'm really not that normal. Maybe I'm just full-blown crazy.
Creative verse is a weapon, hell yeah, it's pure Armageddon. Murder rap shit hits and I dead them. Unleash that pen and I wet them. Man, I'm around the world and I tell them, you never leave state like a felon. When I stomp these boots over spiders and I drink another cup of the venom, I got them pounds like heavyweights, making all my competition levitate. Put me on that stage, I'll eliminate. Put me in, lubricate, beat it up, celebrate. I'm on another mission, ever one thing. That heavyweight crown means one king. So I lop off heads of these so-called lords of the game with the swords that I bring. I make no apologies, I'm an oddity, so go fuck yourself, that side of me. I gotta be the most honestly. If I didn't speak up, I'd probably leave. Close the door, get inside the Jeep, lock me in and turn the key. Drive myself over a cliff till I explode right on the beach. And I'm on the breach of taking over. Words that fizz like Pepsi Cola. Rhymes go off like a supernova. Crashing stones as big as boulders. Got no planes that coming down from heights, so I am never sober. Yeah, I finally found the world, I'm in full control of. The way I'm spitting, I'll be so different, yeah. The way I'm tripping, I look so different, yeah. The way I'm thinking, it be so different, yeah. You think you figured me out, but I'm so different, yeah. The way I'm spitting, I'll be so different, yeah. The way I'm tripping, I look so different, yeah. The way I'm thinking, it be be so different, yeah. You think you figured me out, but I'm so different, yeah. Judge me now, figure me. All this shit, it don't trigger me. I ain't done my seed through the trickery. Bullshit schemes, all the history of all the ones on the way to want to shit from me. No sympathy and no mysteries. I don't fuck around with no dickery. Go wash your mouth, use Listerine, and I'm Mr. Clean. Don't leave no traces. Bloodstained puddles, I wipe so gracious. Ways are ancient. Carl Sagan, I'm my mind and I'm changing spaces. I was asleep, now I'm wide awakened. Wondering why I've been forsaken. I'm trapped in a world where I'm always nameless. I paid the dues, now I want them paychecks. Walking with a cloud everywhere I'm going. Cause Mr. Freeze is back, it's been heavy snowing. Oh, I was growing better by day, and it ain't slowing down. I'm gonna leave my mark here one way. When the lightning hits the ground, I took it now and stuffed it in bottles and placed it on my mantle. Dark rooms void of the light. Besides these black candles, I'm gonna come and take what is mine before I dismantle. Self-destruct, watch me blow up while sipping Jack Daniels. The way I'm spitting, I'll be so different, yeah. The way I'm tripping, I look so different, yeah. The way I'm thinking, it be so different, yeah. You think you figured me out, but I'm so different, yeah. The way I'm spitting, I'll be so different, yeah. The way I'm tripping, I look so different, yeah. The way I'm thinking, it be so different, yeah. You think you figured me out, but I'm so different, yeah.
Look around, play with me, touch the fire and you'll see why so much hostility. I make more friends than enemies. Fuck around, play with me, touch the fire and you'll see why so much hostility. I make more friends than enemies.